in order to get her there. This is alchemy. This is how the masters of masters do it. Now look, sealed. This woman is sealed by the number 19. And as a master of the man, because she flipped him upside down and made him into a 6. Or she flipped that 6 upside down and made him be a 9. But flip that 9 around, this another piece. So there you go with your 66. So this is giving me an M4 key. That's what that's giving me. M4 key. Right? So I don't know what that is. So I'm going to write this M over here on this page over here. Right now. Now that we got the M out the way, I don't know what it's the key for yet. Here we have, look at the timestamp, y'all. 4:31 a.m. Right? 4:31 a.m. That's oh, I see what that is. The four of us is 3 that need 1. So we still at 100%. So this still orders being given. This is the queen. She's still talking. So she's telling me with the colon is the break. So this mama talking off the vice lords, telling me that if you want them 3, she's talking to me here, because it's going from right to left. Because we write in English, we write right to left. So it's going from right to left. This mama talking to me. She's telling me with these 2 dots to break. Mama, son, if you want to, you're going to have to go get them. Search. Right? So let's see what else we got here. Now, remember, the rod and our staff. Look at the time. I was born the 11th month, in the 7th day. Right? This is a young master, beginner. Right? But this is telling me as a master, this journey right here is just starting, buddy. You got a minute. You still got to amp up to 22 and 23. Oh, Mr. Perfect 7. You dig? So it's some more stuff. I'm trying not to, because this, you see how thick this pamphlet is. Just a lot of stuff. And so the next one, this was my statement. Now look at the time. 4:31. Right? Mama said, son, go get him. All right? I am my 10. Know I am, and be healthy, happy, and whole. So that's my statement of intent going into all of this. And everything that I want for me, because Elijah Muhammad taught in the Nation of Islam under Farrakhan, you got to want for your brother what you want for yourself. So by me saying this, if I want this for me, and if I believe that Elijah Muhammad was who he said he was, my messenger, and I can prove that he was by proving who the I-10 is, me, then that would have to mean that if I get all 3 of this, healthy, happy, and whole, that's 3 knocks of my intent. My intent is clear. I'm telling you who I am. I'm telling you what you need to know. No, I am. I just told you that. Who am I? A 10. I already told you that. Right? Now, what is the intent of the I-10? Healthy, happy, whole. So now everybody that I touch from here on in balancing the scales of justice that was not that will become that. Even if I don't go into the details about their conditions, circumstances, or situation, I might just briefly mention them. But when I get to 12 males and 12 females, I'm supposed to have raised the queen to her seat. So let's go. I ain't going to keep y'all too long. I'm just going to go on through this. Look. So we went through this. They telling me, right? Why is it two of these? Oh, that's a reminder. Oh, okay, this is a second order. This is a second order coming. It's at the same level of order. That's why it's two of them. Now remember, this is my mirror. And we go right back to the school situation. Right? I ain't gonna go over that because we already did. But this is how I got my Tupac reference. Let me show you. And you see, he's popping a grin. So I write tooth popping grin, right? But this also ties me to Hahnemann because my personal dentist is from India, and me and her had a lengthy conversation where she gave me a real very heavy knock from the from India over there under the reign of Lord Krishna, right? Which we'll get back to later on. Now, so when I seen tooth popping grin, I said, wait a minute. I thought that's the first thing that came to my mind. Tupac again? On the night, initiated and raised, because he was the seven. And the knight on the chessboard moves in the L. So every time you thought he was making motherfucking losses, he was racking up sevens. Right? So you thought all them L's when he was stomping across the land, he was taking losses, but he was racking up victories for the victory lap. And that's a Vice Lord flip on the VL knowledge to flip a Las Vegas motherfucking night off a big fight from Iron Mike. And the gorilla knock always come off of Iron Knock. Right? So the Iron Mike is an iron head. And the iron head is a hard head. And the hard head make a sore ass, but I don't know how soft that ass gonna be. Because it's gonna toughen up after a while. And we learn the hard way every time in order to be sure we get the lesson. So we got the lesson. Each one teach one, that we all might reach some. And when we reach some, it's better than not reaching none. Right? So, the hate is in effect. Tomorrow will be the 7th day. And we got 2 more 7-day periods of knocking around this bitch to see 3 kings walking, and they can come at any time between now and then. So, in Brazil, where the Brazilianization program was successful, they got the opportunity to see the mother plane first, and they also got the opportunity to get their motherfucking quench thirst. So she dumped a whole bunch of water to wash the land. I done told you motherfuckers this shit was coming. Big Mama walking across the land now. She cleaning this bitch up. Now you gotta remember, the South is the top and the North is the bottom, but they got you disoriented by telling you that North was up and South was down. All your ancestors said the South will rise again. And they sent everybody to the trunk of the elephant, and we call it Florida. That's the Seminole Wars, right? And it's a Seminole flip, because every nation sent somebody to the motherfucking Florida. Every nation sent somebody. We all in this war together. We all fought this shit together. So when they was telling us that big white lie, Big Mama was showing me the proof of the truth. Right? So Ahab, the 7th king of Israel, had to slay Moby Dick on a return off the L. Because when he got the L, he got his leg bit off. So now he walking on the stump. It's a crooked man walk. because you can't walk straight if you got half a leg. So the crooked man knock on the crooked man knockback. On the 7, flipped off a 7 from a 7. That's a 3-7 flip on the lightning strikes. And the lightning struck my grandmama on my mama line. And that charged us up from the skies to walk the earth in full sight. Because they say he came from heaven like a lightning bolt. Right? But they didn't tell you it was Mississippi. Right? If they'd have told you it was Mississippi, then you'd have knew to follow the woman that was struck by lightning in order to find the motherfucking child that was born to the mother. And then your ass would have knew who the red-haired princess was who carried the seed that would be the son. And this is the bloodline of the Holy Grail, right? And these are the Grail Kings. And the Grail Kings is the bays of the land. And the bays run the land. If you don't believe me, you can ask Chief Malik. And because you was allowing the enemy to run amok on the land and none of y'all wanted to stand up, somebody asked me to do the work. I ain't want to do the work. I ain't want to do the work because niggas is ungrateful, entitled, selfish, destructively selfish, I should say, because there's 2 types. It's selfish where you get yourself in the position to help others, and then it's selfish where you step on everybody else, constructive and destructive. So I went in the cave, cleared my head from all of the chatter of the world around, walked off my job, gave away everything. I don't need none of this shit. I divorced myself from the white man's world. And that's how I found out the white man ain't even white. The white man ain't even white. I wouldn't have never knew that if I wouldn't have divorced myself from the white man's world. The white man, that nigga blacker than me. So that's why I say in the book, when they finally drag this motherfucker out in the open, they gonna say, this motherfucker? This the white man? This nigga right here, the white man. You mean to tell me all this time, this nigga been the white man? Now notice, they gonna keep saying this nigga, because he named us niggas, right? So you would never know that it was a distortion, a negus. And the negus is the kings. And the kings is on the land. And they done fucked up when you got Lekba and Ogun at the same time walking the land, because it hasn't been that since the beginning. That means military strategy at an all-time high on the spirit realm manifesting on the earth. On a knock to a knockback. And so Anubis grabbed that motherfucker by his ass while I pop that motherfucker upside his head, and pop goes the weasel, because the weasel goes pop. That's just the way it is. Walking across the crossroads. Look at me. Unbothered by the storms of life. I don't give a flying fuck. Or a walking one for that matter. Or a crawling one for that matter. I have no fucks to give. I have no fucks to give. Especially when you're trying to stop the people that own this shit. The makers, the owners, the cream of the planet Earth, gods of the universe from rising. Is you crazy? Because you believe in this motherfucking almighty dollar. See, when Master Fard Muhammad said that he started eating 3 meals a day, I didn't understand that riddle. But your decay is from greed. And so, the last trick of the devil will be to freely give you his motherfucking woman. But his woman a drag queen. I don't swing that way. Just because the motherfucker look like a bitch don't make her a bitch. She a seahorse. I see the whore. And the seahorse is a seahorse. And the seahorse look like a woman, but it's a man. It's the queen of the dam. A Kim Kardashian. Right? And they thought they was going to get away from setting Travis Scott up to take the fall on their bullshit, conjure divorce sacrifice. Because that's what it was. A left bump, blood sacrifice in order to sever an agreement that they made. without taking any responsibility for their own culpability. Bitch, you drug your mama out. You dumbass. You drug that bitch out in the open. You dumbass. You drug your mama out as that motherfucking witch that she is on the West Coast. So she can go to Gitmo with you and your sisters. We was waiting on you to drag her out, to give her a birthday present. Off of Scottish Rite. Off of red shoes walking in blood. We done seen too many real niggas fall to let these bitch niggas beat us. And when I say bitch niggas, I mean them niggas that look like bitches. Them seahorses. With they upside down, turned around genetics. They don't belong here. They got to find somewhere else to go. So in the game of good cop, bad cop, Mutt and Jeff routine, left bump, right bump, we know what's up. I'm bumping straight. And the straight bump see straight through the bullshit. Right? So like I'm watching. Motherfuckers loving the shit out this shit, but I don't see no motherfucking share tag on their page, on their comments. Because Facebook telling on y'all. I'm telling you. You don't have to believe me. All you gotta do is look and scroll through the comments and since I've been on here, and Facebook telling on the motherfuckers that's not sharing the information. Facebook telling on y'all with their algorithms. Right? And as long as Facebook telling on y'all, we know who you is. As my girl Simone would say, this is what you call emotional blackmail. This blackmail, yep, gonna bust you in your emotions. Gonna make you feel some type of way about your own goddamn self because you ain't doing your work. I told you motherfuckers, your star family here, and you motherfuckers that didn't do your work, you don't got to answer to me. You got to answer to the collective of the star seeds. They all here. From the biggest to the littles. Wondering why you motherfuckers don't want to do your part. And since I had to make it plain enough for a baby to understand it, and since I got to get chewed out by my honey badger, and since Simone had to bust me upside the head to knock me straight over here to tell you motherfuckers straight up, this shit a wrap. It's in the public domain now. You can't escape it. It's an inescapable motherfucking process. It's a snowball rolling downhill on an avalanche. So, this is what you up against. For those who don't understand, ain't none of us no regular men. But we walk around as men. So be careful when you entertain strangers unaware. Because some of them motherfuckers are angels in disguise walking around as humans. Only for the purpose of showing you motherfuckers how to live on this motherfucker. Since the enemy took over, we came to take this shit back. And so the angels is the messengers, and the messengers come from the sun, and the sun is the central sun, and I am the sun in the center. Right? So the sun first got to be as fast as Mercury in order to rise up on the heels of Venus. As the day star, the morning star, the bright morning star, with the Lucifer lens, to see with the Lucifer eyes, which is the eyes of the mother and the father. Because my mama said, don't take sides. Honor both your mama and your father that your days may be long on the earth. And so we do that shit. So when I get the wisdom from my mama and the knowledge from my father and I marry the two together, y'all fucked. You in the crosshairs. X marks the spot, bitch. A bullseye. A red eye. From a blue eye. True blue sight. I don't miss. When I lock hairs on a motherfucker, I know I'm right when I drag him out in the open. There is no question if I'm right. I know I'm right. Because they told me everything I knew from the beginning to know that they was on some bullshit. But because mama said, when you got your head in the lion's mouth, you don't snatch it out because he'll bite your head off. You ease it out. And once I eased my head out the lion's mouth and I told these motherfuckers I monkey see snake. But they didn't know the monkey was a gorilla. And the gorilla snatched a snake by his neck. His T-neck. on the turnaround. Because we were on the side of walking the land, unobstructed and unrestricted. So, New Jersey, tell your motherfucking governor if they want to remain breathing on this motherfucker, they need to be trying to figure out how to pardon Sada so she don't have to deal with they bullshit. Because if he don't, when she come, she's sending his ass to Gitmo, and I'm going to be backing her up 100%. She's sending all their ass to Gitmo. She going to say, clean my land. Right? And she backed up by some powerful sister off a murderer crow flip. Off Yasmin Yafool. And that's Yaki Gaddafi mama, who was in the sisterhood with Afeni. On the voodoo conjure on the Black Panther knock off of a movie. And the Black Panther knock for the gorilla to step forward. But the gorilla ain't want no parts of this shit. But since you want to fuck over my little brother, and since you motherfuckers don't want to pay y'all tribute, and since he ain't had nobody else to back him up, and since I was the only one with the knowledge base broad enough in order to topple this beast, and since my mama asked me to do it, and since my